It's a question mark whether I go or not. Yes, and this man Bruce, what's his name? Not Bruce, Michael. I really love his teachings, and I discovered him a few years ago through Bruce Allen teachings, of course, and I really, really, really enjoy his teachings. Really challenge me, or it challenges me, provokes me, it rebukes me. I really love it. That he became a mentor of excuse me, he said Sadhu, Neville, and Bruce Allen, but I think Bruce Allen is number one, were his mentors. I mentored him to the spiritual things, and he got to the point where he even have greater encounters and experiences than those guys that he looked up to as his mentors. Not only that, he went from that level to the point that he's even sharing his stage and going to conferences and convention with people like him, with people like them, excuse me. And what challenged me when I listened to his testimony, that these guys mentor him, but not in the sense of personally. I think he said he went to one or two of the conferences, and that was it. But what he decided to do was he purchased all at that time it was CDs and DVDs. But today we have MP3, we can download stuff. I don't even think it was YouTube at that time anyway, from his testimony. But he purchased all their CDs and all their DVDs and the books, and he went home and he studied everything they did to arrive at the experiences and encounters that they have. He studied it, that he not only began to have the same experiences that they had, but even greater. It was so great that his name began to spread around, and those guys heard about it, and those guys meaning Neville and Sadhu and Bruce, they heard about his experiences. That's how come they contacted him and reached out to him. Are you getting me? So I was talking to her sister the other day, the same thing. I think she said she wanted to go to, or something was discussing. I said to her, I said I would love to go. I don't have an issue with that, but I also posed a challenging question to herself and to myself. And the question is, how come this guy went to one or two of the conferences, and after that he began to move in the same thing? How many of these guys' conferences have we attended? I know I've attended maybe two of Sadhu's conferences. I've attended two of them because and they came to my area closer to me, so I was able to attend. And I attended one of Bruce Allen's conference too. I think it's the same time. Yeah, Bruce and Sadhu had the same conference, so was it the same thing? It was the same conference. They were just two speakers. That's in. I've never attended any of Endeavor's conferences except from the live streams. So I'm like, how long we going to continue to go to conferences? Like, are we going to continue to be like, I call it conference junkies? I call it prophetic junkies. The prophetic junkies mean we're looking for the next greatest prophetic word. It's like a spiritual high, to feel high and feel good. After a few minutes or a few days, the fire died down. Or the conference junkie will go from this conference to that conference today. And I'm not against conference, but my point is, when are we going to start manifesting what we receive in those conferences? Or we're going to become conference junkie or conference groupies? How this man was able to study Michael Van Vlyman, I think that's how you say his name. How was he able to study to show himself approved to the point that he began to move in this same power that these guys are moving, and even greater? And he only went to one or two or handful of conferences, but he's moving in that. And those guys mentor him, not personally, but from a distance. It tells me, is it hunger? Is it desperation? Like, it challenges me, it rebukes me. And I just pose those questions and say, Lord, when are we going to stop going to conferences and we actually begin to have a conference, or we become the conference that people now begin to listen to us, because our revelation, understanding, insight, foresight into the deep mysteries of the things of God, even our encounters are greater than these guys all combined. When? Anyway, I hope I didn't put a damper in your desire to go to the conference. And I'm not knocking it. I might go, I might not go, but even if I don't go, I'm definitely going to tune in live stream from my place. Are you with me? But there's a hunger, there's a spiritual hunger, a spiritual desperation, even a spiritual dissatisfaction. Like, we have more spiritual resources available to us today, modern day Christians, and yet we have managed to do less with more. The Elijahs and the Moses of the Bible, they had less spiritual resources, and they managed to do more with less, and somehow we have managed to do less with more, because Moses didn't even have access to all of these conferences and conventions. But look how he walked with God face to face. He was even able to write the story of Adam and Eve in the Bible, and yet he didn't have a Bible. He didn't have YouTube videos. He didn't have apostle, bishop, prophet. He didn't attend any of these conferences. But he was able to walk with God in such an intimate way that God trusted him with the story of Adam and Eve that took place before Moses was even born in the earth. What's our problem? What's my problem? What's your problem? May God help us in Jesus' name.